Hi, guys. I am Tara Owens. Welcome to our Wednesday night huddle. I'm super excited that you're joining us either live and or in Memorex. You would have to be old enough, at least as old as me, to have remembered that commercial. But Memorex is a long time ago, so we'll not go there. But I am Tara Owens. I'm direct to Jim Larson, and I'm super excited to be walking you through this training tonight or this session tonight. I'm excited about the content. I am a part of Jim's agency. We are direct to the Susie Nee neighbors, then to the Reineckes, and then to Jacob Pogue. And then to Marshall Whalen, I swear to you, it's like we live in the who's who of symmetry world. We are part of this conglomeration of leaders that is just impeccable. When I was at Ignite last week, every time I would say to someone, yeah, I'm direct to Jim Larson, they literally would be like, oh, wow, like that's super cool. You're part of the who's who. And so it's really great to be hosting this call tonight. I'm able to host this call tonight because basically everybody that I just mentioned is all on a beach right now in Puerto Rico. I think that's where they are, at a Ritz-Carlton. Not gonna lie when I say I've got a little bit of FOMO. As a matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you have a little bit of FOMO and wish you were there too. I don't know how to show my chat on my screen, so I'm going to assume there's quite a bit of there. There they are. Okay. Yeah. Just a few FOMOs with me. I totally appreciate that. Thank you for making me not feel so alone. So tonight we are going to talk about how to resign yourself to success. I love this quote. I'm going to not lie to you when I tell you I saw this quote on a t-shirt at a place here in our local town. It's a place called oh gosh, now I just forgot the name of it, but you go in there and you drink 200 beers. And when you drink 200 beers, you get a plate on the wall. Flying saucer, that's what it's called. You get a plate on the wall. And they have this on the back of one of their t-shirts that says, we don't do this because it's easy. We do it because we thought it would be. And it just resonated with me in so many ways. I thought, man, it's kind of like this business, right? We all kind of got here and we thought we're going to do this because this looks easy and we're going to be gazillionaires and it's going to be so fun. And some of that is accurate. We'll just leave it at that for now, right? Now I don't know how to proceed to the next slide, so we're going to figure that out.
Tap the right side of your screen, perhaps, or your arrow.
How exciting.
There we go.
All right. Well, so I want you all to go on a little journey with me tonight. I want you to think about when you first applied to or decided that you were going to come into Symmetry, get your life insurance license. Maybe that was last week. Maybe it was last month, last year. Maybe you're in pre-licensing now. But at some point, you've made the decision that you are going to do this. When you first met with your mentor, I'm going to guess it was like this. What a great interview. Holy cow, this is a work from home, remote setting, uncapped income, leads are available, training galore. What a fun environment. Sounded a lot like the first date that you took with your spouse, right? It is everyone's on their best behavior. It's sunshine and roses. We're all frolicking through a meadow of daisies. Everything's peachy keen. Am I right? Yeah. So you said, sign me up. Whatever made you do it, this sounded amazing. This sounded, frankly, probably too good to be true. This was for you. Think about how you felt after that first interview. Were you excited? Were you nervous? Were you amped up? Maybe you were a little skeptical, but something in your interview told you, I want to do this. Whatever it was you were feeling, you saw something here. Something resonated with you and made you excited. At that very moment, when you signed up for your class, you were resigned to make this work and make it be a huge success. Maybe you wanted your huge success to be $1,000 a month. Maybe you wanted it to be $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Maybe you already knew you wanted to own your own agency. Whatever that was, you were resigned at that point that this was the place that was going to make it happen. You just knew it, didn't you? Think about that very moment, that decision. At that moment when you decided to start your business, what was it that you wanted from this? What was it you wanted? What was it that you expected from this business in the beginning? Now, it's going to change over time, right? My expectations for my business are very different than they were 2 years ago when I started. But in the beginning, I knew exactly what I wanted from this business, and that has grown. What did you want? If you've got a second, I'd like for you to chat that, just jot that down. You don't have to share it in the chat. We can talk about that in a minute. But I'd like for you to just jot those down. Think back to when you started. What was it you wanted from this business? If you can think of 3 things, great. For me, I wanted to make $3,000 to $5,000 income. That was it. That's all I needed. I wanted to be able to pay for our trips. It is all about travel for me, 100%. I love that you're sharing in the meeting chat. It's exactly what I would like for you to do. What is it you wanted from it? Work from home, bet on myself and not have to rely on that corporate job. Been there, done that. Work from home and be with my children. And by the way, there's no wrong answer, right? What you wanted is what was right for you. And that is the right answer. Freedom, money, impact. Love that, Craig. So you did it. You took that freaking amazing class. That class is the best, most exciting, amazing class in the history of time. Not exactly. It's terrible. You studied for your exam. You passed the test. You got your license. In some cases, you realized you got part of the license, not all the license, and you got to go back and get that health part of the license, right? Yeah, don't ask. And then you applied to Symmetry. First of all, I wanna like give you a round of applause. What you don't realize is how many people don't get that far. I have people every day who sign up for the class and quit. They get 12% through the class and they quit because they don't have the resolve or they have not resigned themselves to getting through that class. So you didn't, or at least you're still working on it, right? Not you. You were resigned to making this work. You were resigned to succeeding. You were completely committed. Put a 2 in the chat if you can remember what it felt like, that excitement before you actually started working, right? It was so exciting, right? But all of a sudden, things got a little wonky. You started wondering, so, okay, hold on. When I was interviewing, did Tara mention that I was going to have to make 1,000 dials and run 20 appointments? Did Michelle talk to me at all about technology? Like, what's a switchboard and Navigator who and base camp? I don't like to hike. Why am I going to base camp? Right? Did Jim say anything to me in the interview about I'm going to have to spend and commit to $250 a week? Maybe he did. I didn't record it. And this is, by the way, a true story. Like, I was like, I don't remember you telling me that, Jim. And he's like, oh, I told you. Did anyone talk to me about the fact that there's a steep learning curve? Did they talk to me about the fact that this business takes a metric, I'm gonna say it, a metric shit ton of work, right? Did they tell me that I had to have a strong resolve to make my business successful? I'm sure they told you. I'm positive they told you. But did it really sink in? Maybe not. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it did. Maybe not. I find that with a lot of my new hires, I know I tell them because I have a checklist of things I'm going to tell them, but it isn't until a month or two in that they start actually saying, wait, did we talk about that? And I'm like, yeah, we did. Let's go back and look at the notes. But here's the cool thing. If you are here on this call, or if you are listening to this recording, you are still resigned to make this work. I know that you are still resigned to make this work because you are here. If you were not here, there wouldn't be a single glimmer of hope in your mind about this business. But you are here, and so I know you're still resigned for it. There are going to be a ton. Let me just, if nobody's told you this, let me be the first. There are going to be a ton of hardships. There are going to be a ton of roadblocks. There are going to be a ton of challenges. And by the way, as soon as you get over this group of challenges, there's going to be a whole new set of them, right? So don't be surprised when that happens. Where are you right now? Where are you in your challenge growth? Are you maybe just getting comfortable with the phone? Sorry, had to adjust the fan again. Are you just getting comfortable with the phone? Are you at the point where you're learning to recruit and build? Maybe you're dealing with a chargeback or two or four or zero. If you're really great at finding the right policies, maybe you have zero chargebacks. And so maybe your challenge is finding the right policy and understanding how to put your clients in the right place. Maybe you're learning how to develop your team. You've started growing, and now how do you nurture those guys and get them successful and get them growing and building and developing? Maybe you're here because you are looking for a place and a time to find the courage to re-engage. Maybe you're here because you're looking for a reason to recommit. Whatever that is, you're not doing it wrong. You're just at the part where most people quit. I want you to read that again. Oh, no, 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 hold on, abort. How do I make this stop? I'm going to stop sharing. Sorry. This is technology at its finest. I appreciate you being patient with me. We're going to go back to my, see, there's drama in these, right? And I can't just let it be willy-nilly. I have to have the right, oh my gosh, now I can't even find it.
You're doing such a great job, girl. You're just crushing it.
Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Okay, hold on.
If you hit share again, you should be able to see your presentation.
Now I have to find my navigator. Sorry if you're watching this in the replay. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Now you can? Yes,
Perfect.
I did it. Okay, so see, there's where I am in the challenge right there. That's it. Learning how to present on a big presentation. I will practice before next time. You're not doing it wrong. You're just in the part that makes most people quit. See, I could have just hung up and bailed, but I didn't. I learned something in that. You're not doing it wrong. You're just in the part that makes most people quit. Every single leader in this company has hit roadblocks. And let me just tell you, they have hit the same exact roadblocks that you're hitting. whether it's fear of the phone, whether it's figuring out how to recruit, whether it's dealing with chargebacks, whether it's learning how to build a team. Everyone in your leadership structure, everyone on this call, and even you are going to come across those roadblocks. You're not doing it wrong. You're just in the part that makes most people quit. This is the part where things feel the hardest. The excitement of starting is gone, right? Remember that, woo, we are going to kick it. It's gone because now it's hard. But you don't have the clarity of finishing yet. You've not gotten there. This is the messy middle. And by the way, you get to start over at different pieces and hit messy middles all along the road. So know that that messy middle is exactly where you should be. All of those messy middles are exactly where you should be. Right now, in that messy middle, your brain is telling you, this shouldn't be this hard. It's probably saying, maybe this really isn't meant for me. Maybe it's saying, if I was really cut out for this, I'd feel more confident by now. Anybody feel that? Any of them? Just me? I feel like I have some of those tattooed on my body, right? Like I feel them strongly. During that messy middle, the biggest downfall for you is your brain. And your brain is telling you all of this and probably a lot of other things too. Mine wakes me up in the middle of the night sometimes. I dream about insurance. I wake up worrying about my agents. Put a 3 in the chat. I think I'm on 3. If you've started waking up in the middle of the night thinking about insurance, all you 3s, you're doing it right. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be. The more this impacts your life, the more you have the ability to impact others' lives. You got to get big and messy to make this work. So the messy middle, but though, is exactly where most people quit. The minute it gets hard, they quit. And they don't quit because they're not capable, or they don't, yeah, that's right. I don't know about my double negatives there, sorry. But they quit because they mistake self-doubt for doing it wrong. Think about what I just said. If people quit, it's not because they're not capable. They think they're doing it wrong. Their brain is telling them a message that isn't accurate. Let me tell you 3 things. Self-doubt is going to kill your dreams. Self-doubt is going to kill your goals. And self-doubt is going to kill your vision. Feeling uncertain doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It means you're on a real path. You're on a journey. Growth is awkward. Think about a kid that's learning to walk. Growth is awkward. Progress isn't linear. You don't get to go from here to there. You get to go from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and maybe back to here before you get to go forward. And mastery of anything is built in the messy part. We have a grandchild who, I know all of you are thinking I'm not old enough to be a grandmother, but I am. Got 6 of those little bad boys. 5 girls, 1 boy. But we have a granddaughter who's learning to play the guitar. And y'all, she is awful at it. She's awful. But she sits in there and picks on that guitar for hours a day. Her mastery is being built in that messy part. That's where you are. That's what you're learning right now. Most people stop when it gets hard. And the ones who keep going, they're usually the ones who succeed. The only way you don't succeed at this business is if you quit. I've heard it a million times from every leader. The only way you don't succeed is if you quit. If you quit buying leads, if you quit making dials, if you quit running appointments, if you quit believing in that dream and that vision that you saw in the beginning, that's the only way you fail. But you know how I know you're going to succeed? Because you're here. You haven't quit in all the crap that you've gone through so far, and there will be more, I promise. You haven't quit. You're still here. You still believe in that dream. So what if instead of thinking, I should have figured this out by now, you realize this is what figuring it out feels like. This is what it feels like to figure it out. Getting through that hard, walking through the muck, getting through the messy. That's what it feels like to figure it out. And the deeper you dive into figuring it out, the faster you're going to get out on the other side. You're not failing. You're just in the part where most people give up. Stay in the room. Stay in the room. Keep coming back. I swear, we're not in an AA meeting, but keep coming back, right? Resign yourself to success. Think about what I just said. Resign yourself to success. Resign yourself to success. I want to look for just a second. I have no idea what time it is. I may be short. I may be long. I don't care. This is my message.
7:38. You got
Okay.
plenty of time.
Oh, I got plenty of time. I'll be done in 10 minutes. I'm going to give all y'all some time back. I want to look at for a minute at this word resign. The definition of resign is to relegate, consign, to give oneself over without resistance. Resign yourself to it. Give yourself over without resistance. To renounce by a formal act, to give up deliberately. What made me think about this is, again, in my insurance dreaming, which I do, I had someone several months ago ask me who they would submit their resignation to at Symmetry, right? Their resignation letter, right? And I was like, I actually don't know, I guess to yourself, because you're the only one you're quitting on yourself, right? I mean, why would you do that? But if you want to write a letter of resignation, write it to yourself. And as I started thinking about the breakup of that word, the word resignation begins with resign, right? And we have resigned ourselves to give ourselves over to this business without any resistance. Stop getting in your own way. Do the work and stop getting in your own way. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to write your resignation letter to yourself. What is the letter and what is the message that you are writing to yourself to resign yourself to this business, to resign yourself to growth, to resign yourself to development, to resign yourself to never giving up and to continuing to develop and to continuing to grow. And every time that new roadblock comes into place, you're ready for it because you've got this resignation letter right there in front of you. Your success is inevitable here. Hear me when I say that. Your success is inevitable here, as long as you resign yourself to it. Claim it. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to get it. Name it. I want to be AO by X date. I want to be a rad or a director or whatever that is. Maybe I just want to make $20,000 a month on my own pen and be happy. Who wouldn't be happy with that, right? What is it you want? Let's today write a resignation letter to ourselves. Dear self, what do I want? What do I want? Have you gotten intentional about really thinking about what you want from this business? It's likely not the same as when you first joined, unless you joined yesterday, and that's okay, right? Why is that important to me? Why is it important? There's so many books on finding your why. If you came from an MLM world, you could write a book on finding your why, right? But why is that important to you? How long am I willing to work for it? What if you don't get what you want in 2 months? What if you don't get what you want in a year? What if 3 years from now, you still haven't achieved that? Are you gonna throw in the towel because it got hard? The answer's no, because you are resigning yourself to it right now. You know what you want, you know why it's important, and you're willing to work for it until you get it. Who's gonna hold me accountable for that? Is it myself? Is it a friend? Is it my mentor? Is it my spouse? Who's going to hold me accountable? And I love this one. How's it going to feel when I get there? How is it going to feel when I get there? Christina Watts gave a training months ago, couldn't even tell you where I heard her say it, right? Where she said, when I finally achieved that goal, I realized that I needed to set new goals now because I got there, I achieved them. Now it's time to start doing a new letter to yourself. Now, what do I want? Why is that important to me? Why has that changed since I've achieved this goal? So I want you tonight to think about what that resignation letter might look like for you and sign it. Love yourself. You know it's not going to be easy to get there. You know you're going to have to work hard for it. If you don't know that, someone really lied to you in the interview process, right? This business is simple. What we do is simple, but it's not easy, right? But you can do it if you resign yourself to do it and you put in the work to make the actions happen. Resign yourself to the cause. And what's the cause? Your cause. Your cause is different than my cause, which is different than I don't know how many people are on here, other people on this call, right? Our resign is different because we are resigned to different things. Put a 4 in the chat if you are resigned to accomplish your goals. Awesome. So I want you to share that resigned letter. Now, I have no idea how to get out of this presentation. So here we're going to go. If I hang up on you all, it was real nice seeing you. Nope, that's not it. Stop share. That's it. Yeah, great. Awesome. I'm going to give you my phone number. Write it down, call me, whatever. I'm going to give you my phone number because here's what I would like to do. By the end of the night, by tomorrow, whenever you've had a chance to build your resignation letter, I'd love to see a copy of it. If you want me to be the person who helps hold you accountable to that, I'd happy to be. Share it with your mentor, share it with a spouse, share it with, I don't know, your dog, whoever you want to. My number's 469-264-1954. I'll put it here in the chat.
Already got you.
Thank you. I would love to see what you are resigning yourself to. And if there's anything I can do to help you get there, man, I'd love to help you get there. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. We've got, I swear, I had no idea I was gonna fly through this so much. We got 14 minutes left. We can give you time back with your family. But would anyone like to share what you have resigned yourself to? Would love to hear if you want to share, and if you don't, don't. Totally cool. It's an exercise that you probably want to think through. It's an exercise that you may want to noodle over. And I appreciate that. I hope that you got something from this. I thoroughly enjoyed presenting. I thoroughly enjoyed actually preparing for this presentation. It was super fun to think through these things. And I'm excited about watching all of you continue to grow. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Do the work. Keep showing up. Good night.
Great job, Tara. Great, great job.
Mwah. Love you all. Bye.